Welcome to another episode of Popcorn and Root Beer, the only show that makes you betting money on movies and TV and lowers your cholesterol at the exact same time. Today, Trash, Jake, and I are going to bring you some of the hottest summer blockbusters. I can't wait. Let's get started. Let's go.
Grab your popcorn, dim the lights. It's movie time, we're taking flight. From the silver screen to your earbuds here, we're diving deep, so lend your ear. Action, drama, comedy, gold. Stories fresh and classics old. We'll break it down, scene by scene, from indie gems to Hollywood dreams. Roll the credits, let's begin. Talking movies, where do we fit in? Heroes, villains, twists and turns. The love for cinema always burns. Roll the credits, it's time to see what makes the movies magic for you and me.
Welcome, one and all to another edition of Popcorn and Root Beer, where we believe that the best place to be on any given night is sat in the movie theater. Joining me today, they need no introduction, but I will do it anyway because that is what I am paid to do. I am joined by the Wizard of Oz herself, Trash Sandwiches. What's going on?
Not too much. I guess I am. I don't know how I'm the Wizard of Oz. I don't know if I want to be the wizard.
You get a lot done in the background. I would say you're
Okay.
our man
No,
behind
I
the
am.
curtain.
I am like the man behind the curtain. Yeah, that's for sure. I am the Wizard of Oz in that way. Happy to
And
be here tonight, though.
I am thrilled to have you here and joining us. He is much more articulate, much more fun to be around, but nonetheless just as brilliant. He is our very own Rain Man, Jake Parry. What's going on?
The numbers, Mason. All I see are numbers.
Everything is numbers.
Can you tell I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty campaigns over again? That you said Rain Man, and my brain went Rain Man, numbers, Mason, the numbers, Call of Duty. That's where my brain's at today. I was at a music festival all day yesterday. I'm fried.
I don't play Call of Duty. I am terrible at first-person shooters. Awful. And it's not because I don't enjoy them. I'm just so bad at them. Incredibly bad. So I don't play them.
Respect.
I want to be good, but I'm not. But
That's me with any video game.
I
I'm
love a
not
good
good.
video game. I love a good video game. But you know what I love more? I love our listeners. I love our fans.
Mhm.
I love those who are tuning into the channel, both new and old. If you're new here, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. If you're not speaking to your family, this may be a good way to mend bridges.
Unless you don't want to.
Unless you don't want to. If you don't want to mend bridges with your family, we'll be your family. But you have to subscribe.
You don't want to help them make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to subscribe if you want to be part of our family. It's the only way. And that's how you get alerts. That's how you get updates from us, from other shows like the In Between Media Fantasy Football Podcast, the 19th Hole, or the Back Road. We are, though, as I like to brag, currently the only R-rated show on IBT's channel still. Everyone else has to behave. And we don't. That being
we
said,
don't. Dang it, they got us.
see, the senses have us now.
Psych.
I'll tell you what. I'm ready to talk some movies. We need to talk about what we've been watching because I've seen two blockbusters in a row now, and I have some thoughts on them. But Jake, you are actually going to take us to TV.
I am.
Start.
Not streaming TV. It's not. We're not talking. I'm not out here watching basic cable still, but I've been watching ever since it started. They started dropping episodes about a month ago, and the show is called Stick. It is on Apple TV, and it's basically Owen Wilson plays a washed-up former professional golfer who just happens to find a golf prodigy, and it's kind of the journey of he's going through a divorce, and he's trying to figure out how to move on with his life and get away from golf, but it's all he knows. It's all he's ever known. And it's actually it's a lot deeper of a show than I expected it to be. It's also very funny, but it's worth a watch.
All right. I love a good Owen Wilson vehicle. Trash, you an Owen Wilson fan?
He's okay. I think he can
Wow.
have. I think he can have a good performance when he wants to, and I think sometimes he gets like into a not great movie and he just like leans in and doesn't care, or not leans in rather. You can lean in and you can do a good performance in a bad movie,
Yeah.
but he sometimes just like phones it in, and it's
He acts his ass off in this show.
I think he's kind of been killing it lately with Loki, and now it sounds like this. He's doing a good job. I'm glad to see Owen Wilson bouncing back. Trash, you're also living in the TV realm.
Yeah, and I might be still like in the cable era because I'm doing an old TV show now. It's Revolution, which was like 2012, 2014, 2 seasons, got canceled way back when. I shout out to Tim Guinea, who spoiler, not spoiler, he gets killed in the first episode, but like he's cool. He kind of has some roots around here, so I see him from time to time. But it's a good show. It's like a classic world is, and well, it's post-apocalyptic, classic post-apocalyptic,
Okay.
like, you know, teenage protagonist, but also not just her. And there's cool world building, like the power goes out, there's different nations, it's a really, yeah, it's a good show. I've been like poking my way through it with my boyfriend. I was telling Steve this before the show, but I've been having a bad sleep where I keep falling asleep when I go to watch things in the evenings. So like I am struggling to watch, and like I'm not watching stuff that I don't care about. Like I put on Wicked the other night after our podcast, and I got through half of it, and I was asleep for the second half, and then
That's kind of crazy.
I put it on from the second half, and then I fell asleep through the second half.
I made it to the train.
I never fall asleep during movies ever. Like I'm never like a fall asleep during movie. Now, Trash, considering where you live, is your boyfriend a bottle of maple syrup or is he a real person?
Both.
Okay. All right.
Because he's so sweet.
He's so sweet. So like I teased on our lead into this, I saw 2 blockbusters in a row. I'm curious if you guys have seen them yet. I saw Jurassic World and I saw Superman. So I'll start with Jurassic World. I'll tell you this. It was good. I liked it. It's my second favorite in the series. Of all the Jurassic anythings.
What's your favorite?
The original, the OG, Jurassic Park.
Fair.
I rewatched it. I rewatched it to make sure that it still held up. It does. So that's great. Jurassic World Rebirth, got to look at Jonathan Bailey for 2 hours, which was great. For my straight gentlemen out there or my queer ladies out there, Scarlett Johansson, also gorgeous in the movie. Everybody wins. I think in this movie, I think they figured out a good formula, and it's made $500 million, so it's a hit. Then I saw Superman. Gotta be honest, went in with low expectations. I don't like Superman. I don't like the character. I find him boring. This was a good movie. This was an enjoyable comic book experience. It felt like a comic book movie. We seem to be going away from the dark and gritty into the very bright and colorful, which I'm always a fan of. Good color like that.
It should have been my hear me out now that you mention it, but I hated the dark movie era. I still hate it. And like, especially for the comic book movies, superhero movies, like those are not dark source materials, generally speaking. Like there's dark moments, but
yeah, I feel like it kind of like reflects the time sometimes. Like, and that's something I've seen online is that like the return to the color, very bright and colorful, is because like the world's kind of sad right now and people need a little more color. Whereas things are going well and they're like, let's ground it.
In general, we just need to stop putting color filters over film. Like every time a TV show or a movie for the past 20 years has been like in Mexico or a desert area, it's yellow. It's just yellow.
Okay.
That's like
Can I challenge you one color? And it is the Forks blue in Twilight.
That's different. That's just the northeast or northwest.
No, it's like a specific filter, but I think it gets a pass.
There's a Twilight filter. It seems like I
color filter.
I miss in movies. You know when it used to be like nighttime, and instead of looking like nighttime, it was just kind of blue. Like everything was just like it was like you could see everything in total detail, but they were like, "Listen, the screen's blue. It's nighttime," and we all just accepted that. I liked that because I can't see shit.
Disbelief.
Yeah, I can't see shit.
Exactly.
I like it when it's not a scary movie. In scary movies, I like the darkness.
Movie, you need the darkness.
Sure.
But when you're just like,
you're
just doing a regular movie and it's like it's nighttime. Why does it have to feel that way? I can't see.
Yeah.
Although
that's wild.
And here's one example of how it doesn't work in like scary movies or even like just thrillers. Have you ever seen No Exit?
No.
It's a movie written off of a book. It's the classic, the book is better than the movie trope. But there's a scene where one of the characters goes to blind one of her attackers with a flashlight, except the movie is got that blue filter where it's not
so it doesn't work at all.
Night isn't dark, it's just blue. So it's like the flashlight turns around. It's like, well, I can already see everything. Like
that's where
me.
it doesn't work. Like that's why like horror movies, you need that.
Yeah.
You need that. Speaking of books that became movies, we spoke about it briefly last week. I mentioned it. Clown in a Cornfield. We are still currently working on trying to land an interview with the star of that show, but I read the book. Both good. I enjoyed both, but I felt like I needed to do the research. I was really impressed with how different the book was, but how I enjoyed both the book and the movie. It's actually one of the few that come to mind of recent times that I'm like, they are on equal footing. So I want to give a little love to Clown in a Cornfield. Low budget, but didn't feel that way. Loved every second of it. Now, I am going to say this about Superman, and then we're going to move on to trailer time because people want to know about the Fantastic Four. But Superman, I liked the movie. I do worry that it was really big, and I don't know. I feel like this is DC's problem, is they don't know how to ease into their stuff.
Yeah.
They bring it all. Like the world was ending. It was a world-ending threat. A bunch of characters involved. Felt like the Justice League was already there. I'm like, where do you go from here?
Yeah, and then they do get kind of stuck in that. Unfortunately for them, because the first movies are always so good, everything after gets stuck in that. Oh, the first one was better. The second one was better than the third. And like they just end up in that really spiral permanently.
Yeah, I just feel like it's really difficult for them to pull that off and get out of that funk. So I'm not hyper optimistic, but I like what James Gunn did. He also wrote and directed this movie, and I doubt he's going to do that for every single DC movie. So it's a dangerous little slippery slope. That being said, it is time for us to dive into trailer time. I am super excited. We're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four right on the other side of this drop. Let's get to it.
Hey, lights down, screen up. Got a minute to feel this rush. First frame hits like a spark. New world breaking through the dark. Yeah, it's trailer time. Get your hopes up high. Let it tease, let it scream, let it paint the sky. It's trailer time. We're live in the hype. Only seconds, but it hits like a whole damn life.
We love a good trailer here at Popcorn and Root Beer. We've mentioned it. Jake and I have ad nauseum the 28 Years Later trailer, which I still stand by as one of the best trailers ever. But we watched what I would consider another one of the best trailers ever in Wicked for Good last week. Now this week, Marvel was gracious enough to release a clip, not quite a trailer, but a clip from the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. And it's time for us to watch it. And I can't wait to break it down with you guys. So let's dive into it now.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Product placement.
Your planet is now marked for death. Your world will be consumed by the Devourer. There is nothing you can do to stop him, for he is a
I want to pause it here just for a second because I want to talk about this casting with you guys for a second. We know the Silver Surfer was originally a male in the first set of like Fantastic Four. I feel like every clip I've seen of her now is elite. I feel like she's just doing an elite job with this character.
Is it Jennifer Lawrence, right?
No, it's
Why am I looking this
God,
up?
what's her
Julia
name?
Garner.
Julia
Who is Julia
Garner.
Garner? I don't
She
think
was
I
in
know who that is,
Wolfman.
but
She was really good. She's a really good actress.
Okay.
And
yeah.
you know, obviously she's
Probably most known for Ozarks, right?
Oh yeah, she's an Ozark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ruth
Yeah.
from Ozark.
Okay.
She's the one who, if you want to stop me, you're gonna have to fucking kill me. That classic clip.
yes. That is all over like TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she kills it.
She does.
I like the styling. I don't think she looks cheap, and I feel like too often the Silver Surfer styling.
Yeah, this could have looked really gross. So let's see if it keeps working.
Mm-hmm.
The universal force, as essential as the stars. Hold your loved ones close, and speak the words you've been afraid to speak.
No way we're getting copyrighted on this one.
Use this time to rejoice, celebrate. For your time is short.
It's dark. It's dark. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I mean, is the Silver Surfer like from outer space?
Yes, she works for Galactus.
Okay. For your time is short. I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
I will say, I love Thing just like they're chilling in the crowd.
Yeah, so I love a good mic drop moment, which that feels like, right? Like that felt very much like when you get the villain's name kind of finally said out loud. I'm really curious why that clip was so choppy. It worked fine in pre-show, but nonetheless, here we are. Are you guys excited for the Fantastic Four?
I am. I feel like it's going to be one of those movies that like isn't going to like it doesn't have the hype of a lot of the other Marvel movies, and I think the previous Fantastic Four movies being so bad is probably part of that. It's always been my favorite comic, like the collection of comics that talk about the Fantastic Four have always been my favorite to read. So I'm more excited about it than I think most people are. And I feel like they actually killed the casting on it.
I do too. I think this was a really well casted movie. I'm very excited for it. Every trailer I've seen looks really good. This clip was really, really good. I really liked it. I'm
definitely
go ahead.
I'm definitely more excited for this than I was. Like, I feel like the last one, I don't know, the last one was bad. I didn't like the casting. I didn't think it was, I don't know.
It was a mess.
Fantastic Four, as far as like the Marvel groups go, is one of the more compelling ones, and I like that they're doing the story. It is like, it does give me questions of like, how are they working this into the broader MCU? Because isn't that the whole goal of it?
It is, but this feels very standalone. It feels like it's a new world, and the threat feels real. You know, like Galactus feels like he's a real problem. And a lot of times I just don't get that feeling from Marvel villains. I do sometimes. Like, I'm not saying every villain they've ever put out is a miss, but I would say lately, for sure, there's been a lack of compelling villains or villains that I was like, wow, like we may not win.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited.
I will say, for those not familiar with this story, the way that they can kind of tie this into the rest of the Marvel universe is they're on an alternate Earth. So it's part of the multiverse inside the Marvel Comics universe. They're on an Earth that is essentially a parallel Earth.
Yeah, and we know.
Yeah, and they've been getting into the multiverse anyway in the MCU, so I'm very intrigued.
Right.
Okay, I think that's
Well, we know they're showing up because, spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen Thunderbolts yet, they show up at the end of the post-credit scene. Like, they show up. So they're coming. I don't know when, I don't know how, but they're coming. I'd assume for Doomsday, because Doctor Doom is a Fantastic Four villain.
Yep.
Was he in Thunderbolts? I haven't seen that yet.
He wasn't, but
okay.
In general, like yeah.
There's already some rumors out there as well that the post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four will be Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom.
I plan on seeing this opening night. Same. Night. I'm not going to wait around. I am very excited for it. This is just gonna I just got like a good week ahead of me. I'm really excited about the week I have ahead of me. So I'm just all in on the Fantastic Four, as we'll get into later, because I'm about to talk about it in Kalshi Cuts. And that just feels like a natural segue, doesn't it? Like, doesn't that just feel like the way to move to the next one? So I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to play some music.
Under the neon lights where the shadows dance, we ride the rhythm, take a chance. Blade for sound, slicing through the night. Kalshi cuts, bringing fire to the fight. Kalshi cuts, sharp and clean, carving paths in a midnight dream. Feel the beat, let the echoes rise in the heart of the city.
Oh, Kalshi, we loved having you as a sponsor, and then you abandoned us. Please come back. We're different now. We've changed. We've grown. We're not the same anymore. We got some takes that we need to lay out. Jake, you took a movie that is literally at the bottom of the barrel right now. I mean, they are scraping the bottom of the barrel. If they don't hit this, yikes.
Yeah, this is the epitome of the line is too good for me to pass on. I have Smurfs going over 25% Rotten Tomatoes score. Like, we're talking like historically bad for a major release score to not beat this number. And the odds weren't even like, I think it was at like only 63% of people putting money on the over.
Wow.
Like,
I mean, have you seen the trailer though?
I have. It looks
like
rough.
if we're like
No, it is a juicy line, and like you'd be foolish to not take it, but oof.
This would have to really join the pantheon of awful bombs for like a major studio release.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this would have to do so bad.
Like,
I don't understand the Smurfs. I don't understand the appeal.
Yeah. It's
like this literally would have to be like
video.
Garfield levels of bad. And I don't think
feel
that's
like
possible. I feel like the Smurfs
Garfield
is
movie
cuter.
got a little cult following.
Yeah.
It's still one of my
I don't know. The
favorite lines.
One up
Smurfs
for
weird me
me?
out. And
Jake, can you look up the Cat in the Hat, like the Michael Myers
Yeah.
version? I need
Oh,
to know how
God.
that did Rotten Tomatoes
that
wise.
was cursed.
That was
Um,
cursed, but so many sound bites came out of it that are so wonderful.
Oh yeah.
10%.
No, it's
10%. Oof.
Tough.
okay. I'm gonna say it. The Smurfs world and the fact that there's only one woman is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not great.
I'm sorry.
It's not great. It's not great. And I don't understand what the Smurfs are. Like,
They're
Smurfs.
like
they're Smurfs, but like, what are Smurfs? They're just small things that live in mushrooms.
Let's see if I
Is
can
that-
find an exact description of what.
Like,
this
I
like
just don't know what a
blue
Smurf.
elves, gnomes.
Like,
There's
I don't
some
know what
kind
they're
of like
supposed to
little
do.
woodland.
And they've
I-
existed forever, and no one really has any like love for the Smurfs. Like, I don't know a single person who's like, I love the Smurfs. Like,
No, I was like thinking of the little trolls things for a second, but honestly, the trolls are so much cuter and they got their little fun. The trolls are fun. Like, I don't
trolls
care
are-
about the
the
Trolls
trolls
movie,
can
and
be
they did
fun.
make that a few years ago, but like the Smurfs
Yeah.
there's something weird. I don't
I'm not a
know.
Smurfs guy. You know what? I'm out on the Smurfs.
When translated from its origin language of Belgian to English, it was originally translated. Then they were called the Goblins, and then they were changed
Okay.
to Smurfs.
They don't look like goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The literal definition, like if you look up the Smurfs Wikipedia, fictional colony of small blue humanoid creatures who live in mushroom-shaped houses in the forest.
They just are the Smurfs.
Yep, they just
And
all
why
live
does
there.
Gargamel want to eat them? That's the other thing. That's what the villain's entire point is he wants to eat these things.
They look
They
like
look like
gummy
little
bears.
blueberries.
Like, it's a little gross, right? Like, this is a very dark show, I feel like masquerading as a children's show.
Has most kids content.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like every kid's thing ever.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, this guy's entire being is about eating the Smurfs. It feels uncomfortable. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. But I
I'm-
don't like the Smurfs. So
I'm out on the IP of the Smurfs, but I'm definitely in on this line. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know that it's gonna do it, but I
you
think
know what though?
I don't
would
care
hope.
for the Smurfs. I won't see this movie. Again, it has to be like historically bad
You
in
know
a
what,
time where
though?
kids' movies are performing better than ever.
They are, but I saw a preview and the animation even looks bad. Like, it looks cheap.
That's fine.
yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna say I think I'd take the under on this one. When I saw the preview, I was like, that looks awful. That looks terrible. It looks so bad. And they're actually releasing a new Cat in the Hat movie, by the way, for
They
anyone
are.
who's wondering.
Yeah, they are.
But important to
But
note,
like,
Steve, last episode that we did, you took Jurassic Park's over, and I argued for the under.
I did.
I was right.
I had to
So
argue.
maybe you'll be right here.
I had to own it on air. I think last time we did it, that I had already failed.
oh yeah,
But like I was dead in the water.
Yeah, it was at like 58. It's just gone down since.
I don't know
too.
why.
Mm.
I don't know why. You know what? Now I'm back on Jurassic World, and I'm mad because that movie did not deserve a 52. Like it's at like a 52. I'm like, this movie was good. This movie was good.
I remember though, these lines, for anybody who's not following these lines or is not familiar with Rotten Tomatoes, the scores that we're betting on are always, the lines are always based off of the critic scores.
Yes, not the audience scores.
Yeah.
The audience
Well,
score,
like,
I want to say, is in like the 70s. It's much better.
I don't know what the critics were looking at though. Like, what did they want? And Rotten Tomatoes is a very simple algorithm, right? It's a percentage of critics that said yes, this is good, or no, this is bad, and that's all it is. So this thing is getting like Jurassic World, I mean, is getting like a 50-50 split. The Smurfs apparently is like, they're hoping 1 in 4 critics is in a good mood that day.
Yeah, like it has to hit. It has to.
I just don't see it doing it. Like as I saw the preview and I was like, this is so bad. If I wanted to show bad trailers during trailer time, we would have watched that.
I think like the 25 to 30-ish range is kind of the most that I can see it getting. Like I think 25 is really low. That being said, like the 10% on the Michael Myers Cat in the Hat, which was bad, but it was like iconic in its own way.
I can't believe it only got a 10% because it was a mess, right? Like start to finish, just a mess of a movie. And you know what? Maybe that's the problem, is that there was snippets of it that you're like, I liked that. It was very much like the Cat in the Hat, let's be real, was Michael Myers. It was like Austin Powers for children.
Yeah.
Right? Like that, it had that exact kind of feel. It was very like all over the place, sketch comedy style of Michael Myers doing a Saturday Night Live bit with the Cat in the Hat being the entire episode. So I could see this going under. I could see this going under, and I wouldn't be all that surprised. Now, I'm going to go next because my movie I have also going over its score, but I'm hitting 75% on Fantastic Four First Steps. The retro futuristic look thing they got going on in this movie, I'm all in for. The cast is unbelievable. Galactus looks amazing. The CGI looks really good. I feel like this is a return to form. I feel like Marvel has been moving in the right direction. I feel like Captain America was better than people thought it would be. And then Thunderbolts was obviously very well done. I feel like this is going to be a continuation. We're going to see a big... I feel like this is a movie that needed to be made well because they are kind of hedging their bets that this is going to kick us into Doomsday a lot more than anything else is. So I'd be shocked if they like... Everything we've seen so far, there's not a lot to not like. You know, usually you could see the holes as you're going through. You're like, this looks too busy. This looks too this. It's a very focused story. It's them. There's no other superheroes to be seen, really.
And I will say, I was bearish on Thunderbolts hitting the over, and that smashed its line.
Yep. Yeah.
It's at like 88% right now.
Yeah.
When I first saw this, I was like, no way. I think I'm kind of on the over here too. Like, I think I've kind of gotten convinced.
Yeah, I think people are going to say it's a return to form.
Yeah, Jake, I'm curious, have you looked up the stats on other like recent superhero Rotten Tomatoes scores?
Yeah, so Thunderbolts we have sitting like I said 88%.
Right.
Let's see what's in theaters. Let me keep going, keep talking, and I'll look up recent.
Because I'm curious, like I know you can't judge it based on the other Fantastic Fours because they have to be way below this line.
Yeah, the last one that came out, the 2015 one with like Miles Teller in it was 9%.
Again, all but confirming that the Smurfs has a real possibility of dropping that 25%.
Fair. Yeah, I feel like in this one, Marvel has had a few recent ones that have done well, like Thunderbolts, and I think if they are trying to go all in on this, I do love that like retro future. It's a cool aesthetic. Like you just look at those costumes there. I love the style. Like
it just looks really cool. It looks like a really good movie. It feels it feels so important, like to the MCU. It feels like for the first time in a while, we have a movie that's like consequential to the MCU in a way that like I care about.
Mhm.
Thunderbolts was shockingly consequential. I felt like I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
it was going to
feel
be
like
as important as it was.
I thought Thunderbolts was supposed to be important.
I knew it was supposed to be big, but I thought it was going to be like Suicide Squad. Like it wasn't going to tie in so
Okay.
big. But now they're
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
new Avengers. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see
Yeah,
that coming.
exactly.
So some recent, like more recent ones that have done very well. Superman is sitting at 83%. So that's a very fresh example. Obviously, DC versus Marvel. Some of
Right.
the other good Marvel ones of late over the last few years, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever came in at 84%. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies have all consistently come in 85% or higher. Same with Deadpool. So they have been successful, even I think with some of the, disdain
In
for
between. Yeah. Okay.
Marvel
Yeah.
stuff.
And I think
Deadpool, Wolverine, 78%. Like that. There's these
That
numbers are
feels too
still
low for
hitting.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
You
That
have to
also
go.
feels. That's just not great. I don't like that either. I think we moved on as a society too fast from Deadpool and Wolverine and how fun that movie
Agree.
was.
It's one of my it's probably my favorite movie with Deadpool in it.
Yeah, it's my
I
favorite
saw the
Deadpool
first
movie by
couple
far.
Deadpools.
Fun
Yeah.
fact also, if Fantastic Four hits 75% and just 75%, it will be the 69th highest rated superhero movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Trash, you're taking us to the music world.
Yeah.
I had no segue for that, so I just started saying it. I didn't
It's
know
all
how to
good.
pivot, but we're doing it.
You're good. Yeah.
Someone who, if Rotten Tomatoes existed for albums, would always be fresh. I don't know. Taylor Swift.
I know. I don't know why there aren't like critic
There
betting
should be.
lines for.
There should be. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Let's
Come
do that.
on.
Let's start Rotten Tomatoes for like albums.
Okay. Anyway, first
Think
we have
that
to get
exists.
an album, and my pick here is that there will be a new Taylor Swift original album announced this year. So this is something that like I'm kind of shocked we haven't talked about it yet, but we haven't had a chance, so I made this the chance because I didn't love any of the other Rotten Tomatoes lines. So I'm taking my time to talk about Taylor Swift. I always will.
Go
Anyway,
for it.
she now owns all of her albums. So we're
Yes.
maybe getting some Taylor's versions, but we might not. And I think that frees her up because she said that she has debut fully re-recorded and vault tracks, and like that I think is just like we just need it to drop at some point, right?
Yeah.
We're never getting Rep TV. It's fine. I don't care. I want the vault tracks though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the vault tracks are like the key there. I
Mm-hmm.
do think like a debut a debut Taylor's version could be interesting. Like I think sonically that could be fun to hear. So but more importantly, I think by not having to do those, it frees her up. And she had been doing the pattern of like new album, 2 re-records, new album, 2 re-records. And so without having to do those 2 re-records, it puts her like in line to do a new album. She hasn't had one since April of 2014, which sounds like forever ago, but like in Taylor Swift terms, that kind of is. And I don't think it's out of the question that we get, and this isn't even that we get the album this year. This is just that we get the album announcement. So
Right.
like,
Yeah. You know what? I got to tell you, I feel like she owes us one because I didn't like the Tortured Poets department.
Get out.
I feel like she owes
it's a
us
bad
a new
take.
album. It's not a bad take. You know what? History will side with me on this. That was a letdown of an album. That was a
No.
letdown of a Taylor Swift album.
I'm going to check out the Rotten Tomatoes for music, which is called Metacritic, in case anybody was curious.
Okay. You could also check out my review of the Tortured Poets department on inbetweenmedia.com. And I will do a shameless plug there because I loved it. And I think that it had something for people. And I think you just weren't listening to it in the right. Like, you got to listen to it in the right way. You got to find your vibe. You got to find your songs.
you
It's
know
not
what?
going to
It
be a
was-
listen
it was
through
all
album.
it was all too slow for me. And I was just like, all right, I'm kind of done with this. It just didn't do anything
Again,
for me.
You're missing some of them. I can do it
I
with a
listened to the whole
broken heart.
thing.
That's not slow.
I listened to the whole thing. I didn't feel it. I didn't like it.
Okay. Fine.
I loved it.
I loved
Well,
it.
Steve is
Maybe
torturing my poetic side now.
Maybe that should have been my hear me out. is
And
that
I feel
didn't
like
give
I
a
got to
Tortured
go to the
Poets
department.
Well, you guys can always go to HR and complain about me and how mean I am to Taylor
I
Swift.
think I am HR.
I think you are HR. Now that I think of it, I think you
Cool.
are our HR person.
So based on Metacritic reviews,
Yeah.
it is one of the lower ones for her. However, it
Sure.
is still ahead of Reputation, Fearless, Taylor
Which is incorrect.
Swift, and is tied with 1989.
I don't know
That's
if I
just
trust
wrong.
Metacritic's rankings. I feel like the
We're
list that
starting
you just
something
gave
different. 'cause
tells
Metacritic,
me that it's
I
not.
think Metacritic also does movies. We need like a real Rotten Tomatoes. Like you're either
Yeah,
this
yeah.
or this. You know, I think we should start that.
I mean, it's similar to Rotten Tomatoes, though, in that the Metascore, which is essentially the Rotten Tomatoes score. It's a congregate of critic reviews.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I don't think they have the same marketability. I think we could do that. I think we could dominate the music industry that way.
I don't
I'm
agree
down.
with their rankings.
I don't either, because
I
Red is the
also
worst album, and it's higher than TD.
I think this is the worst album.
I
I
don't
think
agree with
Tortured
that
Poets
either,
is
but-
the worst album of
Red's
all of
the
them,
worst
besides
album.
maybe her first one.
If
It's
All
probably
Too Well
debut,
wasn't on
honestly.
Red, if All Too Well wasn't on Red, it's the worst album she's ever
Isn't All
released
Too
easily.
Well like 9 minutes long?
There's a 10-minute
10
version.
minutes.
I don't like it. I hate those kinds of songs. They're always so fucking long.
It's
like,
worth every second. I can go word for
Yeah,
word.
it really does earn it.
I know. People love it. My boyfriend loves it. He loves a good All Too Well extended forever in a fucking day version. It just it's oh my god, it's exhausting to sit through a song. It's like Freebird. It takes forever.
No, Freebird is bad, but All Too Well is good.
Freebird's still really fun to yell every time the band at the bar goes, "Any requests?" Freebird.
Oh no.
Well, yeah.
I think
You
I think
have
you should be I think you should be executed for that. Like right to jail.
It's like the guys at Summer
never
Loud
gonna
yesterday.
listen.
The guys at Summer Loud yesterday, the music festival I was at, it's metal music, like post-hardcore, metalcore, that kind of stuff. And these dudes just every time the bands were done, and there was like 10 minutes between sets, and they just kept going Slayer, which is a meme. But
Oh,
so I respected it for that point. But Slayer is basically metal's Freebird. Like you shout Slayer.
It's just yeah, Freebird, whatever the Christ that Taylor Swift song is called, All Too Well. They're too long. You don't need a 9-minute song.
It's
You
not
never
long
do.
enough. I need 10 more minutes.
No, that's just a bad
Yeah,
take.
I'd listen
All
to a
right,
20-minute
we're
version.
if we're getting into hot takes, I'm playing music, and we're gonna do this the right way because there's a way to do this. Let's get to it.
Maybe nostalgia's got you blind, or maybe I just see it right. I know, you wanna shout, but before you shut me down, just hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not afraid to take the heat. Hear me out. I'll die on this hill if I leave. You can fight it, you can hate it, but you'll never say I fake it.
I think that's my favorite needle drop of ours. I think I'm okay saying "Hear Me Out" is my favorite drop so far.
It honestly might be my least favorite. Which is like, it's like saying there's a bad Taylor Swift album. Like besides Red, there isn't.
Okay.
But
You know what? We haven't done Mount Rushmore in a minute, and I think that's why you think "Hear Me Out" is
Yeah.
the least favorite, because Golden Buckets and Mount Rushmore both have kind of iffy needle drops
true.
compared to what we have now. I'd actually say the
Bring
box
it
office
back.
forecast. I feel like the box office forecast also has kind of a weaker drop. We may need to address that. I may need to change some stuff up. But Hear Me Out is maybe my favorite segment of the show, because we get to just say what's on our minds and what's in our hearts. And that's always a great time because, as you can tell, my co-hosts, they have some truly awful takes, like that Torture Poets Department is one of the better Taylor Swift albums, and that All Too Well is a perfectly timed song at 3.5 hours long. So
It would be perfectly timed at 3.5 hours long.
it takes fucking forever. Trash. I agree with your Hear Me Out. And I want to start with yours because I think you just hit the nail on the head on this one.
Yeah. So I think we need to bring back longer TV seasons. I'm sick of the fact that we are getting these like 8-episode, 10-episode maybe even like a 4 to 6 mini-sode. It's bullshit. What happened to like a 20 to 26 season, 24 episodes, and we
Mhm.
get like a nice long story arc? And these short ones are like, honestly, most of them could have been a movie, and they're
Yep.
just like drawing it out. And instead, like, give us an arc, give us character development, give us something. And this isn't even like a binging streaming. Like, you can pace it out and you can give us a few at a time. You can give us one a week even, but
Right.
like, we can watch it however we want. I lamented.
You know what? I agree. And I think this is why I love a good filler episode that has nothing to do with the
Yes.
overall plot
Yeah.
and is just nonsense. And the
Character
king,
goofiness.
one of the shows I think is king of just episodes that, you know, like, this has nothing to do with what I'm watching at all, is Supernatural.
Yes.
And I think that's always their strongest episodes, is the filler episodes, when they're like, listen, we're going back to the monster of the week. We're just going to do a monster of the week episode.
Yep.
Nonsense is going to happen. It's going to be ridiculous. There's a whole episode where Jensen Ackles is a dog.
Yep. There's
Fantastic.
the whole episode where they're in Supernatural.
Yes.
Where they're in the
That's another
TV
one I was
show.
thinking of. How about when they joined Scooby-Doo? That was another cool episode.
That one was awesome. I
Love
love
that too.
Supernatural. But yeah, no, I think people just want to tell the story and get out. And I don't love that. Like, I like you're saying, the character development, like even in shows that a lot of the episodes have nothing to do with the other ones, like New Girl, for example.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
New Girl's, like, episode to episode, it doesn't really matter where you pick to start. Like, most of the stories aren't interconnected like that, but you
Right.
got so much character development over time through these episodes, and you just don't get that anymore. It's just like, oh, like a 6-episode show will open up with a dead body, and they're like, oh, he was so nice. It's like, I wouldn't know. I don't even know who he is or why he's dead.
I also just like to spend more time with these characters, you know? Like,
Yeah.
a good 20 episode season, you get so much time with these characters. And like, now, like, I watched, like, so I'm on a Schitt's Creek rewatch,
Mhm.
Mm.
and they're all 10 episode seasons. Like, they're all 10 episodes.
Mhm.
It's too short. I'm like, I would have loved a double the amount of episodes, you know? Like, no shows are getting, like, remember when shows did like specials for their 100th episode?
Yeah.
That was like a big thing. If you hit 100 episodes, that was a huge deal on TV because you hit syndication. And now no one's hitting 100 episodes. You're not getting 100 episodes of anything anymore. Like, it's not happening. I can't think of the last show that got to 100 episodes of anything.
I don't think it's anything I care to watch or have continued
Yeah,
to
like,
it's
It's gonna be some stupid spinoff of NCIS that they've done for the 8,000th.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah,
We can
definitely.
kill it on those. I'm
so
good
sick.
on
I don't want another cop
NCIS.
procedural. I think you should. I think if you submit a cop show to like a network, you should go to jail. Like, for the next, we need an embargo for the next
And
5 years. I can't do
add
another
in all of
cop
the
show.
like MD, ER,
That
fire,
too.
rescue.
And
It's like, just
all right.
stop.
And Chicago needs to stop. I don't want in Chicago anything else.
I'm
sick
cool
of
with
that
the
fucking
Chicago
city,
one.
too.
The Pit slaps,
Yeah.
though. I'll give the Pit.
I haven't seen it yet, and you know what? I live that, right? Like, I work in the
For
emergency.
you, though, but it's also the one that everybody that I've seen that's in the medical field, they watch it and they're like, okay, this is the first real fucking medical show.
It
we've ever
is.
gotten.
It is. And like, people are like, oh my God, you'd love it. I'm like, listen, I'm sure I would, but I like to throw on, I
Scrubs
like
always
shows that I
was.
can just enjoy and vibe with. But
Mhm.
these new streaming shows that are getting, like, when you only have 10 episodes, you have to pay attention like the entire time. You can't like
Right.
kind of watch that. You know what I mean? Which is fine sometimes, but every single time I'm like, this is a lot.
I want a show that I can like put on and just do some kind of background stuff and like do like, yes, sometimes I want to focus on a show, but sometimes I need to do other stuff and I just need to like, hang out with my favorite characters, put
Yeah.
on a good comfort episode in the background and like, pick up the plot wherever it is, keep it going. And like, there's not much plot.
Sometimes I just want a Seinfeld.
I think
Mm.
if I'm trying to think about this logically, I think the reason they're not doing it is just because so many shows have gone away from weekly releases that
Yeah.
there's more incentive for them to tell their story in 8 to 10 episodes and just put it all out at once.
Well, it's also taken them 3 years to film these 10 episodes now. Like, what's that about? Like, who dropped the organization ball in Hollywood that like
Netflix.
what happened to like,
Yeah.
because you get shows that were like, 20 episodes a season, 2 seasons a year.
Yeah, which is essentially you are getting that show like 10 months out of the year.
Yeah.
You would
If
get
I was
like
a
a
stranger-
month in the summer where there's nothing, and then you'd
Yep,
get a break
month in
like
the winter for the
right after.
holidays.
Yeah, you'd get the break like right
Or, like,
after
yeah.
Christmas, New Year time.
Yeah, that's right. It's after because you have to get all your holiday episodes in first.
Yeah, I know we talked last week about suspension of disbelief. Stranger Things, though. Like, Noah Schnapp is a grown-ass man now. And when he started that show, he was like a little kid. He was like a little kid. He was just a little boy, right? Like, and that was supposed to be the show, is that these kids, these children, were going through these extreme situations, right? It was an extreme thing that kids had to deal with. And now they're adults. They're all grown men and women on that show. There is not a child left in the cast.
Yeah.
Like,
By the way, the most recent original show to hit 100 episodes is Outlander.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. It's like
I don't either.
Isn't it like Scottish Highlands and the Scottish Highlands and the guys everybody likes his butt. Yeah.
Yeah, just watched this.
Jordan.
It's a nurse from in World War II randomly goes back in time to the Scottish Highlands.
Mm-hmm. People like it. Apparently it's like a good like fantasy romance adventure kind of thing. I've heard I'd like it. I haven't. I like started to read the books and then they're like massive multi-series.
Oh God.
So
You could get a whole nother hear me out of books that are too long too.
The only other recent show I can even find that has hit 100 in the last like 3 years that wasn't like a 30-minute show like Community or Office, anything like that. This Is Us hit 106 episodes in their 6 years.
So yeah, I don't know if we're, like, I don't know what we do. I don't know what we do to fix this problem. But let's pivot because Jake, I like yours too. Yours is interesting because you're about to anger, I feel like, a community of people.
I am. But I'm okay with it because I've been watching a lot of these recently, and that's what's kind of forged this take for me. Mm-hmm. Great documentaries are absolutely amazing. They're some of my favorite things to watch in the world. Most documentaries are dog shit. So many documentaries, like even some of the good ones, like I didn't need Netflix and Hulu to both release a Fire Festival documentary. I don't need my 7th different documentary on Jeffrey Dahmer. Like there's some really
one's enough. One suffices.
Like there's some really great ones out there that tell some really good stories that I otherwise wouldn't have heard. Which is one place I do have to give Netflix a lot of credit. Netflix kind of brings to light a lot of those like 3-4 episode where each episode's an hour and a half, 2 hours for like a mini TV series documentary type thing. Those are awesome. But when you like actually sit down and watch a lot of documentaries, you realize how awful they all are. And it's not that they aren't telling a good story. They're just either not original, or you can tell that the person who put it together just has no idea how to edit something you're supposed to sit down and watch for 2 hours cohesively.
So I think...
Go ahead. Charles.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No,
I think the originality is a huge thing there. And this is like, you said this and it is a parallel hear me out kind of rant from me, which is that there are too many documentaries on the same topics and we just don't need more about, like World War II. I'm sorry, stop it. But we don't have enough about cool parts of things. Like there's a lot of cool moments in history that we'll never get a documentary, and yet we get the same shit again and again. Same with like space. Like there are a lot of fascinating topics that I think we could be having more documentaries about regarding space, like more exoplanet exploration and like stuff like that, and talk about the technology. And instead it's all about like, I don't know, like the same, like, but aliens. What about Mars or aliens? Exactly. Like, and especially in the like history sphere, I feel like they are just awful.
I have noticed sometimes that the worst document, like you watch you ever watch one and you're like, how did this get a documentary? I just don't feel like this deserved a documentary. Like there's some stories that don't, not every story needs to be told.
I've seen 4 documentaries of 3 different people who faked cancer. And it's like, I feel like we could have just put these all in one. Like
Yeah.
I didn't need each of these to have their own dedicated documentary.
I do sometimes like those docu series that are like, hey, we focus on this kind of realm, but we'll tell you a whole bunch of different stories. But like, so for one, for my wrestling fans out there, it's called Dark Side of the Ring, and they'll just tell stories of different tragic figures in wrestling. Sometimes they're nonsense, and I'm like, this guy didn't really deserve an episode. And other times it's like a really good episode. I love a good true crime. I won't lie. You bring up a serial killer, I'll probably watch it.
Same.
Like I'm a fan. But not everything needs a documentary. Not every story needs to be told.
And dude, so I also am gonna make a secondary hot take with this hot take. YouTubers are better documentarians than most documentarians.
Okay. However, the descriptions on them sometimes are like what you're getting into. It is rough out there in the streets. There is no quality control.
I need more scary documentaries. That's what I want. I want more terrifying documentaries of like Appalachia.
Yes. I need somebody to find a Wendigo.
I need someone to go to fucking West Virginia, because I follow this woman on TikTok. Cannot for the life of me remember her name right now, so don't ask. But just fucking search TikTok for like West Virginia, Appalachian Mountains, like screams in the woods or whatever. She tells these stories that are terrifying. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what we need to do with West Virginia, but if half of what she's saying is true, and I don't mean any offense to this, to the West Virginians who watch this show, we need to nuke the fuck out of West Virginia. Like, we need to nuke the fuck out of that entire state, because what the fuck is going on there? Like, what is that? You know what I don't like, though? I don't like the documentaries about the end of the world, because that I have an existential like dread level that I live with all the time. And there's one thing that terrifies me to my core, and I just feel like we're not doing anything about it. And I've heard about it so many times. The super volcano underneath Yellowstone. What the fuck is that? And why is no one doing anything about it?
What do you do about a volcano? You monitor.
Put it out. I don't know. Figure it out.
You can't put it out. It's a volcano.
Well, figure it out. I mean, we're learning so many different things. We put a man on the moon. We can't put out a volcano.
Stop the people from being there. That's really all you
feel like
do.
There needs to be a way to relieve the pressure. I feel like if we drill into it, that
treat
might
it
be
like
the way
a
to do
zit.
it.
Just
yeah, you kind of just have to let it go.
You want to do the thing that we don't want it to do. You want to let out the pressure.
You need to slowly let out the pressure, because they're saying
how?
Because they've
how Sway.
Like, listen, there's people that have come out and they're like experts at geologists. Like, this isn't like just like Timmy on the street. This is like Dr. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the fact that they're the ones going, hey, we can't do shit about this.
No, but they're like, oh, it erupts once every like 250,000 years. This thing erupts. We're overdue. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean we're overdue?
We overdue.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What do we do about it? What do we do about it?
250,000 years. How are you tracking on that cycle?
That's the thing. And they're like, well, you can tell because the last time it happened, you notice how there was no life on Earth for like a solid 10,000 years? That's what happened. I'm like we're not doing anything about so many things that just like stress me out. Like, I feel like we're not like, growing up, there were so many things I thought would be a bigger part of my life, like a big problem. Like, I thought quicksand would be a real problem.
Easiest thing to get out of in the world. You just lay
it. It is. Anyone who dies in quicksand was dead when they hit it. Like, that's the honest to God truth. If you die in quicksand, you were dead when you got in it. Like, that's the only way you die in quicksand. Because you can't find it anywhere. I thought it was around every corner. I also thought I'd be lit on fire a lot more. Stop, drop, and roll was a big part of my life and every child I grew up with. I thought for sure when I ran into the corner as a teenager, three things would happen to me. I'd step in quicksand, be lit on fire, and then someone would offer me pot. None of that ever happened to me. Like, it just...
Still the funniest thing ever.
Danger, I think I'm still a little wary about, but...
Stranger danger, I get, though. But, like, this volcano underneath Yellowstone in the Appalachian Mountains, those two things I think need documentaries on them, because what are we doing about it? That would be my platform as president, I think, if I ran, is I would remove West Virginia, because whatever the fuck's going on there, it doesn't need to happen. I've seen the Wrong Turn movies. Okay, I know about the Wendigo now.
Idea. You make a funnel that goes from Yellowstone to West Virginia. And then you get Yellowstone to erupt and funnel that to West Virginia only.
I kind of feel like Patrick in that episode where I'm like, we should take West Virginia and like push it somewhere else. You know, like we just, I don't know
Be onto
what's going on in
something.
that state. I don't know anybody who has a good thing to say about it. This beasts that call your name, they're like, if you hear, this is what I heard. If something calls your name in the woods, don't answer.
Why should you anyway?
Well, because someone
Why
called
does
my
anything
name.
know your name
I
in
was
the
raised
woods?
to be polite, and now my
Why does
politeness to
anything
get me
know your
killed.
name in the woods?
Well, that's what I'm
No.
saying. So why is West
Yeah,
Virginia a
fair.
thing?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Anyways,
I learned.
watch documentaries on YouTube. Most of them are better. If you need sources,
However,
hit me up. I got you.
I did learn in that, so be cautious, grain of salt, because people are weird out there. I was on a World's Fair documentary kick, and apparently people think the World's Fairs were done by aliens.
I love that.
Okay, don't watch those documentaries.
No,
but
watch those documentaries. Those are the fun
Then
ones.
give me links for World's Fair docs that aren't about aliens.
I'll try. I'll
Thank
find
you.
something. But
I'm
if
gonna
they're
make
all
my-
about aliens, they might be onto something. I don't know.
I'm going to make my point here, and this is where we're going to kind of end the show is after this point because we're reaching that time. But I just think I would rather a movie have something to say than stay neutral. And there's a reason why I picked James Gunn and Superman as the image for this banner down below me. And it's because this movie was as forward as it could be in what it had to say. It was anti, like, what is it called? Like taking over of a place, colonialism, pro-immigration, right? Like we saw that they tweeted out that Superman's an immigrant, right? Like in today's political climate, we needed movies like this, right? I hate, if you have nothing to say, that's fine. But if you're taking a character that historically has had something to say and you try to skirt, like kind of stay on the neutral side of everything and be like, well, that was the original concept of the character. No, boo, boo. Like, grow a spine. If you have something to say, say it. If the character you're using has something to say, you also should say it. You can't be like, oh, I want to use Superman, but I don't want to really use the stuff that he stands for because I don't want to piss people off. No, you got to piss people off.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
he's a literal alien. He's a metaphor, but like the heaviest handed metaphor of all time.
To go along with this too, I would rather the movie like be about stuff I disagree with rather than it trying to play both sides. Like,
Yes.
don't give me, I don't need
Don't
both
pander.
sides of the coin.
Don't
Just-
pander.
If you want to make a movie about, it's a terrible example, but like if you want to make a, like, I won't even say it's a terrible example. It's a great example of a movie. All Is Quiet on the Western Front.
Yes.
Amazing movie told from the entire perspective of the people we were fighting in that war.
Yep.
And it gave such a realistic look into what it was like to be a soldier for the German army at that time. This is pre-Nazi Germany too, so it's like
It's better to say something. That's what art is used for.
Yeah.
Trash, where do you stand on this?
No, I think you can absolutely, if you have something to say, you can use it to make a compelling message, and it will be more compelling that way. I do think there's sometimes too many movies that try and like shoehorn a message in when there doesn't need to be.
Right.
And like just stop with that. But something like Superman is the perfect example because in this political climate, too many people are going to say like, no, you need to depoliticize Superman. And like, you can't and do a good Superman movie.
Like,
And,
it would be like removing
even
Magneto.
try. Yeah.
Like Magneto from the X-Men. His entire backstory is he was a Jewish captive in Nazi Germany.
he was at Auschwitz.
It's an entire
you can't take
allegory
that out
about,
of his
like
history.
the other in the bastardization of that, right? Like, so that's what superheroes have done all the time. That's always what they are. So to be like, no, we can't like politicize them. Too late. That's the point.
It's always my favorite thing when it's like the super, people who are very much on one side of the aisle using superhero logos like the Punisher logo, for example. And it's like,
God.
If every single comic book character is essentially been like, I don't like Nazis. I don't like corruption. Like it's all of the things that they're arguing for.
It was childhood indoctrination, if we're being honest. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just I feel like that's why, like, I don't know. I never understand how, like, you know what? That's another rant for another time. My point overall is if you have something to say, like, fucking put 2 feet on the ground, say it with your chest, put it out there, right? That being said, we've reached the sad point of our show where we do have to say goodbye to the people. If you enjoyed the show, please like, subscribe, share, follow these two on Twitter. Their handles are below their faces. Trash Jake. Thank you so much for being with me here tonight. You can follow me on Twitter as well. I'm also a fun follow for some of you. If you have any comments or movies you want us to focus on in the future, please leave them down below. We'd happily look into it. No guarantees that we will get to it, but we usually try because we're good people and we're fun like that. Trash Jake, thank you again. Anything final to say before we go?
I'm doing the research on which of us 3 sharps is the sharpest sharp. So those numbers will be public soon. So keep an eye out on who's the best to tail.
What?
You asked me to.
That's it. I'm ending it.
You asked me to figure out how our bets are going year over year. Everybody.
All right.
Those numbers are going to be there. You're going to figure out who to tail. The sharpest sharp.
Right. Okay. I got you now. Thank you guys. Take care.